welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Blanca from BJC Creations. Today marks 2 months that I received my Ricoma MT1501 embroidery machine, and I have learned so much. I finally feel comfortable doing projects on it, and today we are going to complete a project, and I will show you a few things I have learned and a few things that I love about the Ricoma MT1501. So make sure you guys keep on watching. Also, if you have any comments or any questions or would like any videos in something specific to do with the Ricoma or embroidery in general, make sure you guys leave them down in the comments and I am more than happy to do a video or a tutorial for you. Hola, bienvenido a mi canal de YouTube. Si eres nuevo, mi nombre es Blanca de BJC Creations. Hoy ya tiene 2 meses de que recibí mi máquina Ricoma MT1501 y hoy estaremos haciendo un proyecto. En estos 2 meses he aprendido mucho y aquí en el video les mostraré algunas cosas que he aprendido y unas cosas que me súper encantan de la máquina Ricoma MT1501. Así es que asegúrate de seguir viendo el video. Pero si tienes alguna pregunta o algún comentario o te gustaría que te hiciera un tutorial o un video en algo en específico sobre la máquina Ricoma MT1501 o tal vez solo de bordado en general, asegúrate de dejármelo en los comentarios y estaré feliz de hacerte un video y contestar tus preguntas. Asegúrense de seguir viendo el video. ¡Gracias! Let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing I like to do is that I like to lay flat the sweater that I'm going to be doing the project on my table to make sure that I center everything, and I love to put it on top of my cutting mat to make sure that both sides on the sleeves measure on the same number on my cutting mat. And as you can see, I have my favorite t-shirt ruler. I can never work without it. After I mark the middle of my design, I'm going to go ahead and cut my stabilizer, which in this case, I'm going to use my favorite tearaway, which is from Super Punch. I get it from Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I leave the details below. It is super soft. It is definitely my favorite. And for this project, I'm actually going to use 2 sheets, and I don't cut them into separate sheets. I just fold it, and I use some temporary adhesive spray. You're going to see it here in the video. That's the one I'm using right now. You can actually use your favorite brand. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's folded right in the middle. And after I do that, I go ahead and grab my adhesive spray and spray a little bit in the middle so that both sheets can stick together. And after, I will go ahead and stick it to the sweater. I am very picky when it comes to all of this, so I definitely like to take my time. Don't feel that you're ever rushed when you're preparing your sweater or anything like that. I definitely like to take my time. Embroidery is a little bit technique sensitive, so you want to make sure that everything is done correctly. After a while, you're going to get faster. In this video, of course, I'm taking my time and I'm doing it slower than I usually do, but never feel that you are rushed. With embroidery and with anything to do with decorated apparel, you want to make sure you take your time. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my sweatshirt inside out, making sure that everything is flat and there are no wrinkles on the sweater, so I can go ahead and use my favorite hoops, which are the Mighty hoops. If you don't have any Mighty hoops, I definitely recommend you get yourself some Mighty hoops. They're very easy to use. You will never work without them. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and use the 8x13. I already know the size of my design, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle and make sure that it's nice and centered. I do have this hooping station, but in this case, I'm not using it. Just in case you don't have the hooping station at home, you can see how I center my design. Like I said, this is all about taking your time initially. After a while, you will get fast. I have gotten faster, but of course, I always do like to take my time. After I make sure that everything is nice and flat, no wrinkles. As you can see here on the hoop, my center is not aligned with my hoop, but that is okay. It's no big deal. I'm not going to rehoop it. Once I am on the machine, I'm going to move the design from one side to the other side to make sure it's centered. Let's go ahead and turn on our machine. And the first thing you have to do with the Ricomas is that you do have to import the file. This is something that was new to me from my other embroidery machines. For the Ricoma, you do have to import it in order to embroider your design. At first, I thought this was going to take me forever, but now I have it down to a T. No big deal. It's very fast. You get used to it. And then after I import those 2 files, I'm going to go ahead and do my maintenance on my machine. Everybody does their maintenance a little different. As long as you do maintenance and you keep your machine running smoothly, making sure you put oil on it and clean all the fuzz, your machine is going to work properly. Once I have it all set up, I'm going to go ahead and grab my brush. I actually got this brush from the Dollar Tree. I actually got a few because it actually cleans the little bobbin area really well, and I didn't want them to get sold out. So now that I cleaned the bobbin area, I put a couple drops of oil to make sure that the bobbin is running smoothly. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm going to insert the hoop, make sure that the design is where I want it to be. All the threads are where I want them to be. I usually don't change my threads. I'm a creature of habit, like I said in the past. So I make sure that my hoop is inserted properly with the little U on that right side. I make sure that I pick the color. This is another function I really love about the Ricomas, is that once you embroider a design and you pick your colors, the Ricoma remembers that. So that is awesome, because when you're switching between so many designs, when you're working, and you don't even have time to switch the colors, the machine remembers the colors. This is something I really love about the Ricomas. Not sure about the other models, but I'm assuming so because they're similar software. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy because I've been under the weather the last couple of weeks. Once I get the design where I want it to be, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that everything is properly placed, centered where I want it to be. As I said, I'm picky. I'm going to go ahead and let the machine go to town. One thing is that when I received the embroidery machine, I was really intimidated because it's so big. The files that it reads, it's a DST, which on the machine show up differently. There's so many needles, so many knobs. But one thing that I want you to know is that I've heard good things about the Ricomas and I've heard bad things. But one thing is that you gotta make sure you try things on your own, not only when it comes to embroidery machines, but just anything in life. You have to experience it on your own and get your own experience. So the thing I did have to do with the Ricoma is that I did have to adjust my tension. And at first I was really intimidated because it's different. It's a new machine. But once I went ahead and did the tension test and I made the adjustments that I needed to do, the Ricoma embroiders beautifully. It is amazing how your tension and fixing it gets the stitches and the designs looking so beautiful. So make sure that you are not scared about adjusting your tension. That's going to give you the best results, the most beautiful designs. And another thing that is different from the Ricomas to my other embroidery machines are the brackets. I am going to embroider the sleeve, but I also have to change the brackets. That is something that I was scared and I thought it was going to take me forever. But now I do it so fast with that little tool I found here at home. It's probably from like an IKEA furniture piece. But this was not hard at all. I kind of love it. I'm like, I feel like I'm a pro. So make sure that when you are looking for an embroidery machine, make sure you look at the Ricomas. Their customer service is amazing. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And this sweatshirt is actually for me, and I dedicate it to all of my small business owners out there that want to start their small business, but they have been afraid. Don't. Just go for it. Do it. Get your own experience. Get it out of your chest, and you will see how much you can accomplish. And that is it for this video. Make sure you subscribe and stick around for more videos and more tutorials. And if you have any questions or comments, as I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you leave them down below. And I will see you next time on my next video. Eso es todo para este video. Asegúrense de suscribirse y si tienen alguna pregunta o comentario sobre bordado, la máquina Ricoma o cualquier otra pregunta, asegúrense de dejármelo aquí abajo en los comentarios y estaré feliz de hacerles un video o un tutorial. Si están buscando una máquina bordadora, aquí tendré las links para la máquina Ricoma. No nada más tienen el modelo que yo tengo, tienen otras. O si tienen alguna otra pregunta de los materiales que utilizo, por favor también déjenme en los comentarios y aseguraré de dejarles las links aquí abajo. Muchas gracias. Thank you.